Hey all, good morning and welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. It's around 7:30 a.m. in the morning. It's the 19th of August 2022. And the big question I still have in my mind is what is happening with Bluebird? Because yesterday Bluebird continued to fall. And the more I think about it, it seems inevitable that Bluebird might come up with additional equity share issue. That's the best route for them, which means equity dilution. So we don't know the size of the equity dilution that's likely to happen. So we'll check that out in the morning and see what the pre-market looks like for Bluebird, and we have the rest of the day to see the trend where it's going. But I expect any time now to hear about Bluebird coming up with a share issue. That's what I think is driving the share prices lower. So let's get started. So here we are in our TradingView platform. I'm looking at Nasdaq futures, and yesterday we had drawn this diagonal line of support here to show a bull channel, which had 3 touch points. So it was strong enough for yesterday, but unfortunately it fell down. The price fell down below that. So I'm going to remove this diagonal line of support from here. It was a fake line. It didn't materialize. We have broken through that support. So our next support is going to be the 20-day exponential moving average, which is today sitting at around 13,148 or around 13,149, in that range. So that's the amount of drop we can expect today, because the MACD has already turned over to the bearish side, and it's moving away from the signal line on the bearish side, whereas momentum has also dropped today, and pre-market we are down 1.05%. So everything points to a lot of bearishness in the futures. And then let's look at the indicators. Let me go to US oil. US oil is trying to break out of this diagonal line of resistance on the bear channel, but it has not succeeded. And it's getting support from 88.00. So sooner rather than later, I'm expecting that we're going to fall below 88.00 and stay below it, because our momentum is pointed downwards, even though the MACD has become a bit bullish out here. Pre-market, we are down 2.13%. So I'm expecting that we are likely to breach this support today at 88.00. Next, if you look at QQQ, we have QQQ falling below this line of resistance at 330.05 for 2 consecutive days. Both days it had tried to catch up, but it couldn't. This bullish candle has cancelled the bearish candle from the day before, and both of them are resting on the 200-day and the 9-day exponential moving average. And today pre-market, they have already fallen below that. It's down 1.1%. So I think today we are likely to test this diagonal line of support out here, which is going to be showing a low of around 324.48. But if we break through that, then we have the 20-day exponential moving average, which will give us support at 319.33. So those are the two possibilities. MACD is still bullish. Momentum is still above average and pointed upwards, but pre-market we are down 1.13%. So we have a bearish outlook for QQQ, at least for the open, and that is supported by the Nasdaq futures as well. S&P 500 is down 1.03% today, so it's already fallen below this diagonal line of support in which it was for a long time. I wouldn't worry that much about it because the channel was very steep and unsustainable. So now we have the 9-day exponential moving average, which is going to provide support, and we were overbought on the RSI, so we have to cool off as well. So S&P 500 at least is going to open bearish. Whether it will turn green later on in the day is anybody's guess, but for the morning at least it's going to be opening red. Russell's index has broken down below the diagonal line of support, which again was very steep, but it's still above the 200-day exponential moving average. Same like S&P 500. It's only in case of QQQ that we have fallen below the 200-day moving average. So now let's look at Dow Jones Industrial Average. It's again maintaining itself above the diagonal line of support, but it's unable to pierce through 341.37. It has tried for 3 continuous days and it has failed. So today the RSI has to cool down, and MACD is still bullish. That's a good sign. We are down minus 0.97% pre-market, so we are likely to open in the red for Dow Jones, but later on during the day, it could potentially go positive. And our next level of support is going to be the 9-day exponential moving average at 336.48, which is this yellow line out here. Next, if we look at VIX, we left VIX yesterday in an elevated level, and today it's the 19th, and the candle out here has gone up further, and it has gone over the support of 19.75, and it's also converted the 9-day exponential moving average into a support. It has got resistance at 21.20, so hopefully it's able to push down from the resistance and come back down again and potentially form a kind of inverted green hammer by the end of the day. That's what I'm looking forward to. But the MACD is already bullish and momentum is picking up very rapidly. It's still below average, so I'm hoping that we're going to push down from this resistance out here and come back down during the second half of the day. And that could also mean shares would potentially recover a little bit in the towards the end of the day. Put call ratio was still in the bullish zone as of yesterday evening, and XLY XLP was more of risk averse, and US dollar index continues to rise. We had talked about the double bottom here, so it's going to raise, and potentially we'll have to bring forward this diagonal line of resistance and leave it up there so that we can find where it would stop. So our momentum is also pretty high, and MACD is also very bullish. So US dollar index is still going to go up, which means it's going to drag money from other sectors, including the stock market. So all of that makes me feel that we're going to see a drop in share prices today, especially Genomics. And when we look at IWM by S&P 500, still small businesses doing better than S&P 500. They are the leading indicators of a recovery in the economy, so I'm happy about that so far. Now let's go and look at the index movers. I'm going to start off with Amazon. Amazon is down minus 1.24%, so it's going to test the 200-day exponential moving average today because it's already broken down below the 9-day exponential moving average. That's negative for the indices. If you go to Google, it's down minus 1.14%, and today it's going to break through the 9-day exponential moving average and test the minor line of support at 119.55. So I expect 119.55 to be the very bottom for today if things go well. Apple is down minus 0.93%. It's on a very, very steep upward move. So it has got to give. Technically, it's unsustainable. So I'm expecting that given the RSI is also overbought, we are going to lose some value in Apple and potentially come back to test the line of support, which is sitting out here. I think for today, our bottom line is going to be 171.65. That's the extent to which Apple share prices can potentially fall, in my opinion. And let's go on to Microsoft, which is also down 1.09%. And it's going to break through the 9-day exponential moving average. As pre-market, it's already at 287.00, which is below the 9-day exponential moving average, which is sitting at 288. So the next level of support for it is going to be the 20-day exponential moving average, which is sitting at 281.67. And on the way down, it's going to fill up the gap that it had created out here. It's a huge gap. So I'm pretty sure that we're going to drop down today, which means that overall the indices are bad. And crypto is also going to follow suit. Bitcoin has already fallen below the bullish channel out here, and it's going to fall down further, and it has got support at 20,233. Coinbase will also follow it down. It's already down 8.75 pre-market. It's going to follow it down further because it's going to follow Bitcoin. And then if you go to commodities, wheat is still going up, which is bad for inflation. Copper has come down and cooled a little bit. That's okay. It's within yesterday's range. I'm fine with that. And now let us go and look at the genomics sector. And in genomics, Bluebird is continuing to fall. It's fallen 3.44% pre-market today. That's further weakness. And the only thing that can explain this weakness is that there could potentially be issue of new equity shares. And let me see if there is any news out here. There is no news, but I suspect that we are going to hear about dilution, equity dilution, because now that the therapy is approved, it has to be marketed, it has to be commercialized both in US as well as Europe. So that's going to be a big equity issue, in my opinion. That's what is driving the share prices down. Once we have the news of equity issue, and we know the quantum of the equity that's going to be issued, then the share dilution will be clear, and then potentially there could be some recovery in the share prices if we have overestimated the dilution. That's what I think is happening out here. Invitae continues to fall. It's down minus 2.60 pre-market, and it's going to fall down to the 50-day exponential moving average of 3.43 before the day is over, because our momentum is also falling and MACD is turning bearish. PACB is down 4.04% pre-market. Momentum has fallen sharply, and we are going to test the 20-day exponential moving average, which is sitting at 6.57 at this point of time, and we may potentially fall down below that as well, because the overall market condition is bearish. Beam Therapeutics has got no trades pre-market, but it's balanced on the 50-day exponential moving average. Given the status of the MACD, which is very bearish, and also momentum, which is below average and pointed downwards, I think that we're going to break the 50-day exponential moving average and potentially test the 100-day exponential moving average, which is sitting at 54.25. Allogene is down 2.85% as of yesterday, but it has got no trades pre-market. And we should also remember that it's a Friday at this point of time, so there would be a bit of jitters of leaving money in the market at elevated levels. So there could also be that factor out there, along with options expiry. So we have to look at what's happening, and I potentially think that for Bluebird also we have to check the options data. I'll try to do that at the end of this session. Let's look at Teladoc. It's down 2.48 as of yesterday, and down a further 2.34% today. And it has fallen below this minor line of support and entered into this original channel of consolidation in which it rested for a long time. So hopefully we are going to stay within this consolidation range. I'm just going to expand the length of this support line here so that we can track future movements. So this is where we are, and Editas is down 2.33% as of yesterday. No trades pre-market, but I think it's going to break through 15.37, which is the support for today, because it has already broken through the 100-day exponential moving average, and it is resting right now on the 50-day exponential moving average. Lack of trade pre-market shows a lack of enthusiasm out there, so I'm going to give it a downward opinion. IDNA is down 1.91% as of yesterday. No trades today pre-market, but it has breached through the 50-day exponential moving average. So I'm just going to draw this line out here, and this is going to be the support for today. It can go as low as 29.88 today. So that's the possibility. And I could also expand this line out here, which was a line of resistance for at least multiple situations. So this could be the next line of support after that. So I'm going to convert this into a green color to show that it's a support. I'm going to convert this also into green color to show that it's a support. And our MACD is also bearish and momentum is below average. So that's what's happening out there. Illumina is down 1.86% as of yesterday, and today pre-market it's down 1.94. So it's fallen below this line of support of 210.87. I'm going to mark that into a resistance. It's going to open negative, and I'm going to draw this line of support from here outwards, and I would say that today 196.82 is going to be our ultimate bottom. So it could stop anywhere before that, but that's the absolute bottom that we have here. And Regeneron, I'm going to skip Regeneron Vertex, and I'm going to go to Verve directly. Verve is up 1.80%. It is recovering from this horizontal line of support at 33.69, and I think it's going to stay above the 9-day exponential moving average today, which is sitting at 33.96. So that's going to be the absolute bottom for today. But having seen the RSI cool down and the MACD being bullish, I think that there is a little positive in store for Verve today after having dropped for a few days in succession. Let us look at ARCG. ARCG is down 1.24% as of yesterday, and further down minus 0.76% today. And it's going to stay above the horizontal line of support of 36.91 because it's going to get support from the 50-day exponential moving average, which is sitting at 37.30. And MACD is bearish, and momentum is also below average. Caribou Biosciences is down minus 0.77% as of yesterday. No trades pre-market today. Very, very strong support at 10.07. So I'm thinking that the worst case scenario for Caribou Biosciences is 10.07 today. And SQZ Biotech has got no trades pre-market. It was down 0.63% yesterday. It's going to get support at 3.02 today. That's going to be the ultimately lowest price level for today, in my opinion. And the MACD is turning towards the signal line in a bearish manner and could cross any time. Momentum is just below average, and it's a bit flat. So I think SQZ may potentially gain a little bit later on in the evening if we manage to gather a little bit of momentum. But the overall market conditions show absolutely bearish tone for everything. So I'm going to skip Novartis and go into DNA. DNA is down 1.85% pre-market, and it's getting support from the 50-day exponential moving average, which is sitting at 3.10. So 3.10 is going to be the ultimate support for today. If it reaches that support, then the next level of support for DNA is 2.12. So that's what is in store for DNA. Intelia is down minus 0.15% from yesterday, and no trades pre-market. And I think we are going to have support at 56.47, which is this horizontal line of support today. And all the indicators out here are bearish for Intelia. CRISPR Therapeutics is down minus 0.62% pre-market. It's still going to get support from this diagonal line of support here, which is merging along with the 100-day exponential moving average somewhere around 70.10 and 70.16. So that's going to be the bottom for today, after which it could bounce back up again. Momentum is below average but pointed upwards. MACD is bearish. So I'm thinking that later on in the day, CRISPR might gain a little bit and bounce off this diagonal line of support. IMTX was up 1.42% yesterday. Today pre-market, there is no trades. And I think this diagonal line of support is going to hold for IMTX. And we also have support from the 20-day exponential moving average sitting at 11.30. MACD is above. MACD is bearish, but momentum is above average and pointed upward. So everything is pointing to a little bit of strength for IMTX. So we're going to stay above this diagonal line of support. And today, the very bottom that is possible, I think, is 11.30. With that said, and I'm still intrigued about Bluebird. If any of you have any ideas, please put it in the comment below, and let us see what happens. Because the explanation that the cost of the therapy is not being recovered completely doesn't make much of a sense for the fall in the share price, mainly because even before it was approved, share price was still strong, anticipating the approval. So I think more or less it's all resting on equity dilution. We don't know the quantum of equity dilution. So this is the biggest puzzle that I'm handling right now. So if you guys have any insight, if you have any other ideas, please put it in the comments below so that I could read them and get a feel of what you guys are thinking about. If you like this video, please press a like out there. And if you have not yet subscribed and you're watching this video, I request you to please subscribe and help us grow this channel for anything related to genomics and thought-provoking videos. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.